We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. Here's Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, A.J. Pierzynski, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Eric Wedge's Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the second of this three-game set and the fifth of this six-game homestand. As you know, in the first four, we won them all. We swept the Yankees, and last night, in one of the goofiest games we have seen all year long, maybe in a few years, we won that ball game 9-8. So the Sox now 69-55, 2.5 games in front of the Tigers. And tonight, Jose Quintana.
Quintana's been throwing unbelievably well. He's 5-2 this year. His ERA has been in the twos all season. Now, he's never seen Seattle, so the advantage goes to him. It's also a 6 o'clock game, so early in the game, it behooves you to throw strikes. Quintana throws nothing but strikes, very rarely walks anybody, and so you want to get as many innings as you can in quickly because the hitters really have a disadvantage. Blake Bevins goes to the mound for Seattle, and he's gotten better as the year has moved along. He started slowly. He's a former #1 draft pick of the Texas Rangers, so he's a pretty good pitcher. We've seen him before. We've beaten him before, so the advantage in that respect goes to us. We win this one. We're in pretty good shape. We gained a full game on Detroit last night. Let's do it again tonight.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Tonight's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by 97.5 FM ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports radio station. Once again, a beautiful night for baseball, 86 degrees at the ballpark, and let's take a look at how Eric Wedge is going to line up his Mariners. Ackley leading off, then it's Robinson, who homered last night with Montero, Seager, Smoke. Olivo gets a nod behind the plate with Wells, Figgins, and Ryan rounding it out. The defense and how they will line up behind Quintana. Jordan Danks, a late scratch Aviciado, Wise, and Rios in the outfield. Euclid, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski with a nod behind the plate. And Jose Quintana on the hill looking for win number 6. And this is 16th start. ERA, 2 3/4. Throwing the ball unbelievably well. Doesn't walk many people. 23 walks in 104 1/3 innings. And you want to get it over, throw strikes, and get through these innings quickly while they have a pitcher's advantage and the umpires for the game. Lance Barrett is at home. Jim Reynolds at first. James Hoy at second. And Jim Joyce is at third. So they've thrown the ball around. We're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here with WGN Sports. So happy you could join us for Game 2 of this 3-game set. Dustin Ackley, the second baseman, will lead it off against our 23-year-old southpaw, and they're going to wait until that clock now hits 6:10, and it just did. So we're ready for the first pitch of this ball game. And it's a strike. Mariners come in, had their 8-game winning streak snapped last night, and since the All-Star break, they've been the best team in the American League.
First pitch, 6:10. Temperature, 86.
They come in hitting at .233 with a 3.71 ERA. Seattle 28-35 on the road, 33-30 at Safeco. There's a chopper. Get over there. Good feed. They don't get him. You got to get over there.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that he knew the speed of Ackley. Ackley, one of the faster runners on this team, especially coming out of the box from the left side. And there's just a mental mistake. Well, he gets him the ball, but good call by Jim Reynolds.
From tonight's starting lineup with
doesn't get there in time.
Shoulder. Once again, Viciado scratch from the White Sox starting lineup tonight.
So here's Robinson.
Right
Trayvon Robinson, 3 for 4 last night. Outfield, they're straight up. D. Wise, Dwayne is very shallow in center as usual. Robinson checking down with third base coach Jeff Datz.
He's going to get a pretty good look as we go down the stretch. Is Trayvon Robinson. Looked good last night from both sides of the plate. Hit his home run left-handed over the center field wall, his first home run of the year. And then rifled a double into left field.
One of 3 switch hitters in this lineup. Robinson, Smoke, and Figgins. Two and 1 to count. Ackley is 12 for 15 in stolen bases.
Mike Brumley, the first base coach, probably reminding him that Quintana's got a pretty good move to first. Look at the former Major League infielder.
And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. And this is the 8th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 7, we have won 6 of them. Three and 1 to count. You got to get the hitter.
Well, if Eric Wedge believes that Robinson is going to make some contact, Very good time to run with Ackley. Robinson, however, is one of those guys that doesn't walk very much and swings at a lot of different pitches.
So the omission, the era of omission, not covering first in time. Now the base on balls, and Quintana in trouble. And not a ball's left the infield.
AJ goes out there. Ramirez comes in. Probably telling him, look, you've got a catcher in Montero. Get us a double play. Throw the ground ball.
Very strong young catcher, Montero. The DH tonight, but he's just 22 years old and he's got big power.
I think every year he's going to hit at least 30 home runs. That's what it appears to me.
He had a couple in BP tonight. I couldn't believe. And he was just playing around in BP. He didn't put his normal swing on it. He was swinging and keeping his hands underneath his armpits. And the ball was just jumping out of here.
It's going to jump today because it's very warm at the ballpark. We got a little more thunder than they have, but this guy's got some big thunder.
Well, there's a blooper. Yes! And the ball's thrown away, but AJ right where he should be backing up, and that's out number one. So a good play by Rios.
And Quintana does what he has to do. He's got to go and back up third base because he thinks there might be a play there. AJ has to drift toward this throw because he's the only one that can do that. So he's right where he has to be. The runners don't advance. Good play by Rios in right field. And it's a huge first out.
So that'll bring up Kyle Seager. Kyle at 249, 13 homers, 69 driven in. Low and away, ball one. That ball's hit high and deep. And it's 3-0 Seattle.
Well, the big problem is the pitch you don't see in this visibility is the breaking ball. The pitch you do see is the fastball. Seager hits his 14th. He's now driven in 72. So for the youngster who's playing third base every day, it's turning into a banner year as a run producer.
It's the little things in baseball that cost you games. And him not covering first base on Ackley on a routine ground ball, it just started this whole thing off.
Yeah, if you think about it, if he does cover first and you get him out, then you're not in the stretch, and maybe you don't walk Robinson.
So here's Smoke at 188, 14 homers and 40 knocked in. Smoke 0 for 3 last night. Well, we're going to have mistakes, as we talked about. And you get as many rookies on the team as we do. They're going to make mistakes, which they have. But overall, they've been terrific, including Quintana. Has been almost sensational. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen like it did last night with Addison. We walked some guys. We walked 3 guys in the top of the ninth if you missed that game, and all 3 of them scored. But again, overall, they've been terrific.
One of the things you also have to bear in mind is that Quintana at 104, well now 105 major league innings and 16 starts to go with what he did in the minor leagues. He could be getting into territory he hasn't been in before.
I think he's there.
He is. And it's not easy. If you haven't been there, it's just not an easy thing to do.
And there is another walk.
Well, you figured Don Cooper might come out and have a word with him. Wanted to get a drink first, and now no call to the pen and no visit to the mound. His highest total was 102 innings in the Florida State League. So he has moved into uncharted territory. There's a big difference between the two leagues.
Olivo. Miguel fouls that one away.
Miguel Olivo swing the bat very well. They've got 3 catchers on this team, and Eric Wedge is trying to play them interchangeably. Although he said he knows what Olivo can do, so he'll probably get the least playing time behind the plate of all 3.
Well, Miguel last year hit 19 homers and drove in 62 for him. This year he's hitting at 219, 9 homers and 24 knocked in. But again, Montero is going to get the catch.
Jaso occasionally because he's got a pretty good bat. No problem with the strength for Olivo. He's got plenty of that.
And that is just foul. So 1 on, 1 out, 3 in here in the top of the first if you're just tuning in. 3-run homer by Kyle Seager after the mental mistake by Quintana, then the walk to Robinson. Montero popped up to right, and Seager took him out of here. Right back, knocks it down. And that's out number 2. Two down to the right fielder, Casper Wells. Hitting at 227, 7 homers and 27 driven in. Two and 0 the count. Sean Fagan's on deck. Sox come in. 2.5 games in front of the Tigers, who are hosting the Angels at Comerica Park.
And the Angels starting to play pretty good baseball, trying to fight their way back into a wild card chase.
Ate him up, jammed him. Souvenir.
There you see what it looks like in the West. Oakland playing some good solid baseball, defeated Tampa Bay today. And the Angels 9 games back. Seattle just 4 under 500, so they've come back a long way.
Two and 2 the count.
Wells came over from Detroit along with Chance Ruffin, Francisco Martinez, and Charlie Furbush in exchange for Doug Fister and David Pauly.
And another full count. So we pitch number 28.
Because he throws normally so many strikes, we're not used to seeing Quintana throw this many pitches in any inning he works.
That's the third walk of the inning.
Now Don Cooper's going to come out to have a word with him. Xfinity pitch tracks will show you that that ball was well inside off the plate. And Wells draws the walk.
Jose asked Alexei, what'd he say? Alexei says, I don't know.
Might want to get the ball over the plate. Might want to start there and go from there.
I don't know, but you better start throwing some strikes.
Yep. Figgins has really struggled this year from both sides of the plate.
And a Bronx cheer goes up for the strike. Right at the bottom of the zone. If we ever get out of this inning, we still got 27 outs. Breaking ball, no. 2 starts ago, we noticed something about Jose. It was the first time that he has shown us anything close to being a little tentative out there.
And it could be just fatigue. I mean, that's a distinct possibility. Because when his arm felt very good, he had that one bad inning against the Yankees. Other than that, he threw all strikes.
And the count 2-1. Sean Figgins, he's hitting at 186, and right now he's just been turned into about a 270 hitter. And he takes it right there.
They have 1 year left on that big free agent contract that he signed. And so far, it has not been a good one for them.
A lot of 2s. And they've got a piece of AJ. So the count hangs at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 out, 2 on.
Change up. Ooh, can't feel good.
And that breaking ball fouled away. So Figgins has had a couple of good pitches to hit in this sequence. And once again, the 2-2. And another full count.
Well, that's the problem when you're all over the place. You're not going to get the close pitch. The last pitch was a close pitch. Could have gone either way. And it went against Quintana, who has been all over the place in this first inning.
And that is foul back. This will be pitch number 37. And activity now. Philip Bumber. Down in the pen.
Figgins came up in the minor league system with Juan Pierre. They remain to this day great friends. They both were prolific workers. And they both turned into pretty good players who've stayed around for a long time.
Payoff. So that's the 4th walk of the inning.
Phillip, who started off the 9th inning last night, went a third of an inning, gave up a run on a hit with a walk.
And they bat around, as here is Brendan Ryan hitting at 198, a couple of homers, 28 driven in. Takes ball 1. In the last inning and 2/3 that we have played, we have walked 7 guys.
And Quintana this year, in his starts, has averaged less than a walk and a half per 9 innings.
Two and 1 to count.
42nd pitch on the way.
And this is going to get him out of it. So he walks 4, throws a 3-run homer. It could have been a lot worse. And after a half inning of play, we trail it 3-0.
Wise leading off, then Euclid, who had a big hit in the 9th. Dunn with a couple of home runs. Konerko, Rios, Pierzynski, Ramirez, Danks, and Beckham rounded out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Bevan. Robinson, Figgins, and Wells. In the infield, Seager, Ryan, Ackley, and Smoke. Miguel Oliva behind the plate. And Blake Bevan on the hill. Bevan 8-7 with an even 5.0 ERA. This is his 20th start. Only 14 walks in 121 innings. So this is a guy that consistently gets the ball over the plate. And because he's around the plate, he does give up a lot of home runs.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as he sat over there for 20 minutes. Just watching him. Took him 4 or 5 pitches before he started to get a little loose. Here's D. Wise. And the count 0-2. Just got a piece of it.
Blake Bevan was up last year, went 5-6, his ERA 4.25. But the big number, just 15 walks in 97 innings. So he does consistently get the ball over the plate.
One and two the count. Sox come in hitting at .257 as a club with a 3.98 ERA. Sox 36-26 here at home, 33-29 on the road. The Sox 14 games over for the first time this year. Yeah, that's a good way to start it.
That fastball on the outside corner. Dwayne Wise, who's done just a great job since putting on that Sox uniform again, takes it right back up the middle.
Plus he is 9 for 9 in stolen bases, but Olivo has got a gun. And here is Uke. Uke had a big base hit in that 9th inning last night. He comes in at .240, 15 homers, 49 driven in.
Well, he waited, and Wilhelmsen gave him the pitch that he wanted. He threw him 2 hooks that nobody could hit. They were 2 unbelievable curveballs. Then he decided that he was going to throw that 96, 97 mile-an-hour fastball by him outside. You rifled it back up the middle and had a tie game.
There he goes. Low throw. So he is 10 for 10 in stolen bases.
Picked a good pitch to run because it was a breaking ball that hung inside. And I don't believe that Olivo got a good grip on this ball, because he normally is very accurate, very quick. And the ball got away from Ackley anyway. Would have been a close play, even with that hanging breaking
Well, that
ball.
wasn't the best jump that D-Wise can get either. Sort of spun his wheels in that first one. Checks it up. He did go. Says Jim Reynolds.
You can't believe it, but ball goes against him. Well, if Bevan is going to throw him inside, then they're playing the wrong type of defense. The reason being that it's Ryan at shortstop that's charged with holding Wise close. You throw Uke inside, and there's a huge gap on the left side of the infield.
And there's ball 4. So maybe that 20-minute. That's why on the road, you're crazy if you don't let your guys stay down in the bullpen.
I never understood that.
I don't either to this day. I mean, everybody does. They let them come in. Now, if you've got someplace to throw underneath, which they don't have in this park, that's a different story. But here's Adam. Adam at 207, 38 homers, 87 driven in. Get out of here. It will. And last night, here's what he did.
First and third innings, both against left-handers. And the second one went a mile. Came very close the third time. Hitting went out of the ballpark to left field.
I thought it was gone. Everybody did.
Last year, he had a grand total of no home runs against lefties, 14 against lefties this year. And walks first, home runs first, runs batted in fifth in the American League for the big man.
Yeah, he did not like that, and he had a reason to. That was just a bad pitch, and he called it a strike.
It's a floating breaking ball. Hooks around the plate and was low on top of it.
So now he's in the big hole, 0-2. And they're going to bust him in. And he fights it off. Adam has faced Devin 3 times, and he's 0 for 3. Tries to backdoor him again. Why not? Paulie on deck, Rios in the hole. Watch out. He just took the bat right out of Adam Dunn's hands. I mean, that's bad. Real bad.
Adam might have had a word to say about that. The Xfinity pitch tracks. It's another breaking ball that's blown away. Hooks around the plate.
That is not good. In fact, it's brutal. So here's Paulie. And that's the base hit in the hole. So he is being waved around. He will score. And it's the 3-1 ball game.
Blair Ball Club is going to run every chance they get on Robinson in left field. He doesn't have much of any kind of an arm. And so that leadoff base hit by Wise cuts the lead to 3-1 as Paulie drives in run number 60, just out of the reach of Ryan at shortstop. And after that, an easy decision for Joe McEwing.
Don't stop now, boys, as here is Alex at 301, 20 homers and 72 driven in. Lays off that curveball. Alex has faced Devin twice. He has 1 hit. Jammed him, pops him up. Rios is out. So that's 2 down. And right now, let's check out our BMW picks to click tonight. DiMangio, our director and crew. Beckham. Steve's going with Paulie. And Tim O'Neill, Dave Ainsworth, and all the good folks down at Orange Tree Golf Club in Orlando, Florida. We're going to go with the man at the plate right now, A.J. Pierzynski. And the 2013 3 Series with X-Drive is here. Visit your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana BMW Center today to test drive it. A.J. getting out there very quick, fouls it back. And that's popped up. But we're going to get one on the board. And we'll go to the second, trailing 3-1. Ackley, the leadoff hitter, will start things off. That's a can of corn into left field for Jordan Banks. One pitch, one out.
Well, a young pitcher sometimes has trouble doing this. I don't think that Quintana will have trouble doing it. You have no control in the first inning. You go down. You try to figure out just exactly what it is you're doing wrong. Now you're able to look at some video, and it helps that you get one pitch, one out on the first hitter.
Robinson walked and scored. Fakes the bunt, takes the strike. Well, what Quintana has really been good at is bounce back this year. After having a bad inning, coming back and he's stringing some goose eggs up there.
Now that 4-run first he had against the Yankees in New York, where his 100 consecutive men without a walk came to an end with A-Rod, he came right back, gave up 2 runs, and took the game into the 7th inning. But we'll get to Bevan. It's up to Quintana to hold him right there.
Tops that one foul. Taking some finals for you. Reds beat the Cardinals 8-2 at the Great American Ballpark. Atlanta 7, Giants 3 out at AT&T. Oakland doubled up Tampa Bay 4-2 in St. Pete. Mets beat Houston 3-1 in New York. And the Rockies beat the Cubs 4-3 at Wrigley. Two and two the count.
So far, Jose does not have the release point on that cutter low and in to the right-handers. And without that, it makes it a little tough for him.
And another foul.
Albany makes a great catch on one hop.
Well, we got a lot of good things going for us. Got a lot of outs left. And the Mariners have lost 17 out of the last 20 here. This ballpark. Well, another full count.
We also have a lot more Thunder in our lineup than they have. They have a pitcher on the mound who's second on their team in giving up home runs because he's around the plate so much in Devin.
Pops it up. 2 down.
There's the big man. He finds himself probably on pace to wind up with somewhere around 50 home runs. Drive in, maybe 100, 110. And he's gotten some big hits for us this year, despite what that batting average says.
Seems like every home run that he has hit has been meaningful.
Well, gets us on the board either very early in the game or ties it up with a home run a little later on, or wins one with a home run late.
Yeah, he very seldom has hit home runs when we were winning or losing 10-1 or 8-2.
And despite that batting average, Dunn will take a walk. He's walked 89 times. He's going to walk 100 times again.
One and 2 the count. Angels have taken a 2-0 lead over the Tigers. Top of the 3rd inning and still hitting.
This might not be the best time to play the Angels because they look like they realize that wild card race is getting a little tougher and they're starting to play pretty well.
Yanks that one foul. Montero popped up to Rios. There's a chopper to Hopper. And a bounce back 1-2-3 inning after an inning and a half. It is still 3-1 Seattle.
Join the WGN Sports Game Zone, where you'll find up-to-the-minute stats and important game information. The Game Zone is sponsored by Safe Auto. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO now for a free quote with reduced rates up to 35%. Drive safe, spend less.
So here's Alexei hitting at 263, 8 homers, 57 driven in. One and one to count. 3-run homer by Kyle Seager. Top of the first inning. It was an ugly inning. 4 walks. Two and one. Lifts that one into center field. They got a man there. So one out, and that'll bring up Jordan Danks. And for upcoming White Sox games, the first 25,000 fans receive a Constellation Energy game card, which gives you a 5% discount on your electrical needs. Takes ball one.
George did a pretty nice job in whatever Robin has asked him to do. He'll pinch run. He comes in late for defense, and he fills in when he has to start. So he's a good athlete, and coming off the bench and filling a lot of different holes for a young guy is very tough to do. Jordan's done it well.
Lance Barrett has got about a 2-foot plate for better. He's got about a 2-foot plate, and he's got about a 10-inch plate for Quintana.
Well, all of those pitches were outside. He's got a 1-2 count. If you look at the Xfinity pitch tracks, you'll see that not a one of them hit the plate.
He took the bat right out of Adam Dunn's hands, if you're just not joining us.
Well, you'll see a 2-2 count, and you'll see 4 pitches that are all out of the zone.
And he hadn't swung the bat.
Hasn't taken it off his shoulder.
I mean,
yet.
that's really, really bad. That's what it is.
What is going to have to happen with our hitters, and they're going to have to adjust to the zone of Lance Barrett. They're just going to have to go out and try to poke the ball into left field when the ball's away, because the danger of a called third is ever present. Now that one was by the on-deck circle. So
yeah, I mean,
not going to call that one.
Through the first 4 outs, it's ridiculous. That's what it is. He swung the bat one time and he walks. And a 3-2. So here's Gordon. Gordon at 231, 12 homers, 45 knocked in.
He started that big rally with an infield hit in the 9th inning.
Yes.
Not to mention his usual great defensive game.
And he jams him. Ryan. And that's out number 2. So Jordan at first. He went down to Charlotte. He reached base with the Knights in his last 30 games.
That's another thing you have to respect when a guy gets sent down from the major leagues. Not to hang your head. Go down there, do the best you possibly can, fight your way, and get back, and that's what happened.
Yeah, well, that whole culture has changed quite a bit. Especially since you were at the time that I played and you played. A lot of guys would go down and just hang their heads. Not anymore. They go down there just a lot of clubs that just absolutely cut them loose.
The good thing about Kenny Williams and his staff, and by Buddy Bell in the minor leagues, is they don't allow these guys to play any other way but one way, and that's as hard as possible every day and try to fight their way back, and that's what he did. He's proven to be pretty valuable.
Dwayne single, stole second, scored. Light him up. It's only been really a minute. Light him up. Levin, 23 years old, 6'7", 240 pounds. Irving, Texas. There they shot right to Ackley. That's a hang wolf 'em. And we'll go to the third. Three 3-1 Seattle lead here in the top of the third inning. It'll be Kyle Seager, Justin Smoke, Miguel Olivo. Seager, a big 3-run homer in the first inning. And if you missed it, poof.
Now driven in 72 runs with his 14th homer. And that one, and no doubter. That's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable. This guy has got 2 different strike zones.
Well, AJ is letting him know about
Sure
it
he
because
is.
Lance Barrett is Just looking straight down and talking with the back of A.J.'s head.
I mean, that's just.
And now he's really talking to the back of A.J.'s head.
Well, A.J.'s telling him how bad he is.
And Robin also feels the same way.
Yeah, right. It's a joke. Boy, you get that guy riled up, you got to be bad.
Yeah, he's pretty even tempered. He's the definition of even tempered.
You got to be having a bad night. Full count. Broken bat right off the end. And you can stop by Bacardi at the Park at U.S. Cellular Field at the Gate 5 Plaza. Bacardi at the Park offers a full menu from Gibson's Restaurant Group and opens at 11 a.m. before all home games. It's a great place to hang out and watch the action on over 70 HD TVs. Here's Smoke. He walked back in the first inning.
Smoke was another.
And now he's just throwing A.J. out. I tell you, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, if you look where that pitch was, A.J. had a legitimate complaint.
Lance Barrett has been absolutely brutal. Brutal.
Well, you'd have to believe that Robin's probably going to go also. There it is.
He is absolutely brutal. Jim Joyce, the crew chief. Robin's hotter than he was the last time he got upset. Lance Barrett's just stunk the joint up is all he's done. That's all he's done. He's terrible. Wow. This is one of those films right there. I mean, one of the games that films going back to the American League office just to show how bad he's been.
Well, finally, Jim Joyce has settled down. I don't know why he was that angry.
I know it.
He's not making the calls. You want to defuse the situation, I can understand that. But you don't defuse it by getting as angry as the manager. Tyler Flowers is going to come in behind the plate. It's best that Quintana start to throw the baseball a little bit because he's been standing out there for a while. Now watch the bottom of the strike zone. See, that ball had a good piece of the bottom of the strike zone. Lance Barrett called it a ball.
Well, everything that Blake Bevan has thrown up there that Oliva has caught has been a strike. If he caught it, it was a strike. He's got two different strike zones. He's got two different strike zones. He's got a 2-footer for Bevan, and he's got about a 10-incher for the White Sox. Now, what does that tell you?
Well, outside of the point that He's not a particularly good umpire, at least this evening. It will tell you that players can take it when you miss pitches if you miss them consistently one way or the other. You miss them consistently for both teams, they have no problems. You throw, if you're given 3 inches outside, you give it to both teams, players have no problem. They'll adjust to it. But they will have a problem when pitches are in a spot called one way. You get up there, they're called another way.
This might be as bad a 2 innings as I've ever seen for a guy behind the plate. Or 2 1/3. So he's bad, so he throws out our catcher and our manager because he's good. Well, way back when there was a way to
I remember guys
handle a situation.
I remember guys missing the ball.
Yeah,
on fastballs right down the
they
middle.
get crossed up.
They get crossed up on a fastball that was mask high.
Right,
down the
they get
middle.
crossed up. That's the way that there was a compensation for us when we played. And something like this. Usually got their attention. I don't blame AJ. I certainly don't blame Bob. That's
Last one came in July 8th versus Toronto.
yeah. If you're going to have a bad night, just have a bad night.
For Pierzynski, that was his 6th career rejection.
Up to number 5 pops up.
Last one April 20th, 2011.
Well, Quintana will take it.
Well, he better start evening up some because that film is definitely probably going to go to the league office.
.70 pitches so far for Quintana, so it's not going to be a really long outing for him tonight.
Two and two the count with 2 out here in the top of the 3rd. And there's a chopper foul. Angels leading the Tigers 3-0. That game in the bottom of the 4th inning. He gone. 1, 2, 3, and that's 7 in a row. But we trail it 3-1. Sox come in any Chicagoland area Hooters when the Sox are on the road to catch the games on their flat screen HD TVs and enjoy great Miller Beer features. Hooters, the original wing joint. Youkilis, Dunn, Konerko.
You take a long look through a lot of the scorebooks that we have, you'll see Kevin Youkilis in the first inning especially drawing a walk, seeing a lot of pitches, winding up at first.
Takes a breaking ball strike. And there's a base hit. So a good way to start. That'll bring up Adam. And here's Adams' first at bat. You didn't see the last pitch, but it was outside and down. He just took the bat, and that was with 2 men on, nobody out. And here's the last pitch. Now they say they got it.
Take a look at where the 2 is. That's practically where the 5 is. Both called strikes.
A ball hit deep into center field. Stretch! Stretch figures back at the wall and makes the catch. Dadgummit.
Right at the 400-foot mark. Adam gets most of it, but unfortunately doesn't get all of it. Because all of it goes into the foliage. Most of it goes up against the wall. Figgins 400 feet away. That ball would not have left the ballpark, but a good play by Sean Figgins.
So here's Paulie. Paulie knocked in Wise with a single back in the first inning. And 1 to count. First and 30, Paulie. Outfield swung around to the left, about equidistant. And the count 2-1. It's 3-1. And that's ball 4. That'll bring up Alex, who popped up. Zach.
That's 2 walks for Bevan. And that's most unusual. Started 19 games. He only had 14 walks. 3 walks for him.
So here's Rios. One out, 2 on.
Montero goes out there for, not Montero, Olivo goes out there for a short conversation.
Song him in, reel him in, and light him up. Uke at second, Paulie at first. There's a shot, and that's a base hit. So Uke is being waved around. Here's the throw, and it's off the mark. He's safe. And it's a 3-2 ball game. Attaboy, Alex.
RBI number 73, and Olivo did everything he could do because this throw was off the mark. Wells has a pretty strong arm. This throw was not particularly accurate, but he got to the ball quickly. Fired it home. The ball is wide of the plate, and Olivo goes back, but you can see way late. The ball drops out of the glove anyway. It doesn't matter because you beat the play easily.
Yeah, when you're going that hard to your left like Casper Wells was, and you gotta make a hard throw, it's probably going to be way offline.
And that's exactly what Joe McEwing thought. So Carl Willis, the pitching coach, who came over from the Cleveland Indians. Eric Wedge, the manager, has brought a bit of an Indians flavor on his coaching staff with him. Alex hits the ball to right field with authority. It's only a matter of time until he starts pulling the ball out of the park. But that's really the catalyst for him. When you see him hitting to right center field, you know that he's right on top of his game. When he went through that little lull that he had, he was pulling a lot of ground balls to the left side. Not in evidence here tonight.
So here's Tyler. Flowers making his first plate appearance. If you're just tuning in, AJ was tossed out by the home plate umpire, Lance Barrett, as was Robin Ventura.
You got to look at the bench coach, Mark Parent, who will manage the rest of this game.
And not too long from now, he will manage a major league team, as will Joe McEwing.
Another nice article today on the prospects of both Mark Parent and Joe McEwing.
I didn't see it.
USA Today.
Yeah, they're both going to be outstanding managers in the big leagues. Right now they're with us, and they're doing a great job. That ball hit hard. That was a nice play by Seager, and they turn it over. That's a good play, good double play turn by Kyle Seager to Ackley to Smoke.
both on the part of Seager, who backhands it. Ackley stays right in there, gets the throw off, and they complete the double play by a half step.
Yeah, that ball was scalded by Flowers.
The Anything's Possible replay is brought to you by the Illinois Lottery, who each day make anything possible.
It's a 3-2 ball game. We had 3 in the first. We had 1 in the first. We just picked up 1 in the third. There 3. A 3-run homer by Kyle Seager. So it'll be the lower third of their order. Wells, Figgins, and Ryan. And this will be the 76th pitch here in just the top of the 4th inning. Breaking ball strike. One and 2 the count.
Sean Figgins in the on deck circle, switch hitter. Back on the right side tonight.
Wells walked back in the first inning. If you missed that first inning, 4 walks issued by Quintana. In and out of the mezzanine. And the 2-2. Ball gets away. Got time. Nope. Yes, he got it.
Well, he would have never have gotten him had not Wells looked back, and I have no idea why he kept looking back. But
He thinks he foul tipped it.
He looked back a couple of times.
That was a heck of a play by Flowers and Paulie. So he's
Terrific.
saying he foul tipped it.
Well, it's quite possible. However,
He
Lance
gone.
Barrett didn't think so. So watch this. He looks back there. Now he keeps on looking back, and he looks back again. Paulie just able to get the throw ahead of Wells.
There's a bunt. It's a good one. But not good enough. Beautiful play by you.
Much play by Konerko. That ball will appear in your screen right there, just ahead of Wells. Terrific play on the bunt. Yu comes in, gets a whole lot on this underhand throw. It beats a very fleet runner, Sean Figgins.
So here's Brendan Ryan. And that's top foul. So 1-1 to count. We'll take a moment to send our condolences out to the Hicks family. Billy Hicks played 7 years in the White Sox organizations back in the 60s. Passed away in July. And heartfelt sympathy goes out to his son Don, daughter Marcy, and also his son Michael. Billy Hicks, heck of an athlete. Ball hit hard, sucked up by you. Nice. 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the 4th. Bottom. a playoff payoff time. Purchase tickets for remaining 2012 games and place a deposit on 2013 season tickets, and you will guarantee those seats for the 2012 postseason. So for more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com. It'll be Alexei, Jordan Danks, and Gordon Beckham. Alexei went out to center field. Gonzalez, Crawford, Beckett, and Punto going to the Dodgers.
Along with about, I guess $10-11 million. Something to even that out.
More.
You know, that's what they announced. Maybe it seemed like it would be more, but
A lot more.
I would think so with the magnitude of those contracts that the Dodgers are inheriting.
I tell you, that's Stan Kasten. Everywhere he goes, something good happens. Alexei can't get it, and then the count evens at 2.
Well, the problem is that Crawford is looking at arm surgery, and that could be a while for him. They still have him for a lot of money for a long time. Beckett has kind of fallen off, but that new ballpark and the new league probably are going to benefit him as well as anybody around.
Well, it's not going to hurt him.
Right.
And they know about Crawford, so that's just in abeyance, so to speak, for next year. I think it's just a terrific deal for the Dodgers.
Well, the one problem they might have is that Adrian Gonzalez, who can really hit, nobody ever disputed that, has the lowest batting average in Dodger Stadium of any other team in baseball. So maybe as a home player, things will improve for him, but as a visitor, he's not hit well there.
Well, it's going to make Kemp a little better hitter.
He's got some protection, there's no doubt.
A little better hitter, so that's right there is going to take care of the offset, so to speak. Broken bat. 1 out. Yeah, that sets him up. For more than a couple of years. So here's Jordan. Jordan drew a walk. Three, 2-0 for them, 2-4-0 for us here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Game 2. You missed that game last night. It was a wild and wacky, goofy ball game. We had a 7-2 lead going to the top of the 9th. They scored 6 times. Then we came right back with 2 to win it 9-8. And that's the first time in White Sox franchise history that a team has scored 6 or more runs in the top of the 9th, and the Sox have come back in the bottom of the 9th to win that game.
Most amazing finish. There's no doubt in that inning we probably could have scored another 5 runs depending on what was going on in the inning. We only needed 2, obviously. But last night you just don't see this very much. Paulie hits the daylights out of the ball, and then we see a collision. Ball comes shooting out of there, and that allowed both the tying and a winning run to score.
Boy, a big mix-up defensively for the Angels. They've got them in trouble in the bottom of the 5th. Dan Herron is going to go for a double play. Nobody was covering. Tried to hit the shortstop and threw it away into left center field. The ball hit sharply Down to Justin Smoke, 2 down.
Second baseman, number 15, Gordon Becker.
So here's Gordon. He popped up to Bryant. Takes first pitch strike. Top of the 6th in Cleveland. Indians leading the Yankees 3-1. Very quickly 0-2 with Wise on deck. Boston leading Kansas City 9-3. Top of the 5th at Fenway in Texas. Beat Minnesota 9-3 down in Arlington.
Ryan Dempster is enjoying the fact that he's now with a ball club that can actually score a whole lot of runs. And those Rangers can do that.
Well, he is a terrific guy. I'm happy for him.
Well, the choices he had, you couldn't go to a team with much better offense than the Rangers had.
Two out and a 1-2 pitch. Good job by Gordon. Just to fight it off. Foul tipped, hung on to, and that'll retire the side. First 1-2-3 inning for Blake Bevan, and he leads it 3-2.
Well, it was a pretty tough first inning for Quintana. After that, he's been perfect.
Well, the guy behind the plate decided he was going to start calling a strike when he threw one, as he did not do in the first inning. One and one to count. Ackley had that gift infield single. Quintana just did not get over to first base to cover in time. Dan Aaron pitched out of that jam. They're in the top of the sixth, still 3-0 Angels. No walks. Make him hit his way on, Jose. That ball hit well into left field. Jordan's got the bead. Right in front of Comcast Sportsnet. 1 out. And the Sox and Camarena Tequila both know that giving anything less than 100% just is not good enough. That's why Camarena only offers award-winning 100% blue agave tequila. Camarena Tequila is a proud sponsor of our White Sox. Trayvon Robinson yanks that one foul. And there's the breaking ball strike. If you're just tuning in, A.J. Pierzynski was ejected by Lance Barrett, as was Robin Ventura. Robin was absolutely irate, and with good reason to be so.
Well, it took Jim Joyce, the crew chief, to come on in from third base.
Which I'm glad he did.
Yeah, get between him and Barrett, certainly. He did a nice job. But hopefully nothing else will come of what went down.
Nice shift by Paulie. 2 now. Well, it could have already hurt us because of the fact that even though Tyler Flowers hit the ball hard, it was hit into a double play. So Barrett took one of our best offensive players out of the game. That coming with 2 men on. That's just muscled out there for a single.
That breaks a streak of 12 in a row retired by Jose.
And here's Kyle Seager, who hit that 3-run homer in the first inning. He also has grounded 2 you.
Single eliminated streak of 11 consecutive hitters retired by Quintana.
That ball hit hard. Jordan got a good jump. Yeah. Made it look easy. Very graceful. Jordan Danks out there. We're halfway home. We trail it 3-2.
To wish a happy birthday to Wendy Griffiths, the wife of Wynn Griffiths, who sent that along. There's a look at Wynn. Hope she can drive her present.
Top of the order for us here in the bottom of the fifth. Wise, Euclid, and Dunn. First pitch strike. He has single, stolen a base. He's now 10 for 10 in that category. Scored a run and also lined out very hard to Ackley at second. Just ate him up right there. Ball's got a lot of spin. Oh, that's a good play right there by Ryan. That ball had a lot of spin on it.
Very tough play. He figured the only way to get a speedy Wise was to bare hand throw in the same motion. He wound up getting it there in plenty of time. That's a big effort.
So here's Uke. A walk, a single, and a run scored. Beautiful evening here in the City Beautiful. Curveball hit him. Took one for the club.
You're going to take one. That was a good one to take. Bevan most unhappy with himself. He got Uke in that pad that he wears on the left elbow. So he's aboard representing the tying run. Hit for the 13th time this year. That's a lot.
Ninth guy that Nevin has hit. Now probably I would bet you that 6 or 7 of them hit with a curveball. First pitch strike. Adam was called out. Barrett just took the bat right out of his hands in the first inning, and that was with 2 men on, nobody out. Then he took Biggins back up against the center field fence. Was next to him. And he just missed that one. He is hot. That's a major league pop-up right there.
First baseman,
so here's Pauly. RBI single and a walk. Won the count.
When you see the replay, Blue, you'll be embarrassed.
And there's a little flare into right field. That's going to fall. Yes, it will. So Uke goes into third, and with 2 out runners at the corners, that'll bring up Alex.
Pauly gets a fastball. It's on the outer third of the plate. Doesn't get a whole lot into the swing, but because Wells playing him that deep, ball just falls in.
You know, if you didn't know better, you'd think Pauly tried to jam himself on that pitch.
But on a ball away, it's rare that he does seemingly get jammed out.
Alex, RBI single back in the third. Good rip just underneath Breaking ball. Count evens at 1 to Rios. That ball hit hard. Wells back, he's there, and makes the catch. That's a Hank Wolfman for Rios, another one. And we're into the 6th. We trail it by 1. (3-2). Mariner lead here in the top of the 6th. It'll be Smoke, Olivo, and Wells to face. Jose Quintana takes a breaking ball strike. This next pitch will be number 100.
'65.
21 to count. Smoke has walked and he has struck out. Ball was hit hard, but off the glove, a play that will tell you he should have made.
They're giving him a base hit, and it's a play that actually you probably should have caught on the fly, but if not, he certainly should have turned the glove over and smothered it, but he didn't. And they might eventually change that, but the end result is still the same.
The leadoff man aboard.
You got a man on, nobody out. Protecting the plate tonight for Seattle is Miguel Olivo. Last 11 games hitting .311, a couple of home runs, 6 driven in, and 4 doubles. Currently on an 8-game hit streak. The Sketcher Profile is sponsored by Xfinity Home. Xfinity Home offers state-of-the-art features that help you stay connected to your home and family anytime, anywhere.
To another count. Tigers have come up with a couple of runs. It is now 3-2. They're still hitting in the bottom of the 6th.
Nate Jones starts to throw in the pen.
But how do you get kicked out?
Quintana over the century mark.
That's high and deep in the right field. on the track.
We've had a lot of them seemingly hit awfully hard, die in the middle of the track tonight. Unlike some of the other nights at this ballpark where everything hit in the air seems to drift out.
Casper Wells, a walk and a strikeout. Outfield straight up. ACU back a little bit off the line. Two and 0 the count to the 27-year-old outfielder. Come back and get it. 3-0. There's one. John Figgins on deck. Smoke 1 for 1 in stolen bases, just a decent lead. Breaking ball, will get me over, and he couldn't pull the trigger on it. Payoff pitch, no. He gone. 2 down.
Real high fastball right by him. When you're looking down, you change eye levels. And even at 89, this one looks like it's 95 or 6 to Wells. He swung way late on it.
So Figgins has walked. And he tried to bunt. He laid on a real good bunt, but you just made a real good play to get him.
Finished off with a flourish. After that 3-run first, one more out, 5 zeros on the board the next 5 innings.
He's got a history of that. Gordon, good effort. Just couldn't get there. So 2 on, 2 out. And that'll bring up Ryan.
Line drive just barely over Gordon's head, and now Mark Parent comes out, and that's going to be it. He's going to go to the pen at the 112 pitch mark. So Nate Jones will take a walk in. Jose Quintana will take a walk out, and we'll be back after these messages. Right spot. He's 5-0. The ERA 3.31 on for the 47th time. Control has been a factor at times. However, he's got terrific stuff. Opponent's hitting 287 largely off that fastball when he does get behind. And if he can get him out here, he might be in line for his 6th win, because this team is going to score some more.
Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, has gone out to center and grounded to third. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 6th, in a 3-2 Seattle lead. Softly hit. And that'll do it. 1 pitch. We go to the bottom of the 6th, trailing by 1.
Setting is provided by 97.5 FM ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports radio station.
Seattle on top 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Flowers, Alexei, and Jordan Danks. That ball hit hard. Stretch. Back. Looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. Number 5 for Tyler in this game is tied at 3.
The man not supposed to be in this game, but because AJ was given the boot, Tyler Flowers came off the bench, and he ties it up. 5th home run, 8th driven in, and what Bevan does a lot of is give up the long ball. That's the 18th time he's done it this year, the first time he's done it tonight.
So here's Alexei. First pitch strike. Tyler's going to play twice and hit it hard twice. There's a line shot base hit. He got a rolling breaking pitch. And the ball gets through. Robinson could not get there to cut it off.
That bullpen up in a hurry for Seattle. Eric Wedge wanted to find out if he's ready yet. Only 79 pitches, but this curveball is a sign that Bevan's arm is starting to get a little weary. And here comes Eric Wedge. Knowing now that the bullpen is indeed ready, he's going to go to the pen in what for the moment is a tie game. So Charlie Furbush will come into the game, and Bevan will lead. And we'll step out and be back after these messages. It's 5-2 ERA, 2.03 after 38 times. He's been a specialist. Doesn't go usually over 1 inning or used to get out of an inning. Just 40 innings of work in 37 appearances, giving up a paltry 20 hits. Opponents hitting 145 against him. That's a terrific number.
So we got a 1 run in, the tying run. We got a man at second, Alexei, nobody out, and here's Jordan. Jordan has walked and then bounded sharply to first, so the corner's in close looking for the bunt. Takes ball 1. Takes ball 2. Now he's got the catbird seat. And takes a strike.
Matt Thornton loosening in the pen. One way or the other. Jordan is going to have to try whatever he can do to pull the ball.
Two and two the count. Good check. So a full count to Jordan Danks. 3-7-0 for us, 3-5-0 for them here in the bottom of the 6th. For a base hit. Gap out there in left center. Another breaking ball. And another foul ball.
Nice job of fighting it off. The entire at bat was spent blowing away to Danks. Last 2 pitches have been on the inner quarter. Jose Quintana realizes that he's not going to take the loss in this one. He can't get the win in it, but once again, it's a great bounce back after a 3-run first inning.
Good job. Good at bat right there for Jordan. Another breaking ball on a 3-2 count. Stayed with it. So 1 down, and here's Becker. Jordan has popped a short and struck out.
Furbush, after the first 5 pitches, could not get that ball away to finish off Danks before he got the job done. So the infield end at all 4 positions. And Gordon is a terrific butter. That's something to bear in mind. With some pretty good speed at third.
Two down. And it's up to D. Wise, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Pick him up. Wayne. He singled, stole second, scored in the first inning on a base hit by Konerko. Breaking ball, strike. And got that one by him upstairs. And he's in the big hole. Big sweeper, and he just cues it foul.
For Josh Kinney throwing the Seattle bullpen.
And once again the 0-2.
Josh Kinney, who we saw last night, getting ready.
Good job right there. Hanging in there just to foul it off. Started that one off behind it.
I think Furbush wanted to throw it on the outside corner. Got a little lucky that it didn't hang further over the plate.
There's a base hit. Devise. That makes they score. Sox lead it 4-3. Yes. It's all good.
That'll be on number 18 for Wise. Sitting over 320 in a Sox uniform. That's his 10th RBI since donning this uniform. What a pickup he was. What an insurance policy he is. He continues to be the everyday center fielder, with Piazza contemplating a rehab down at AAA.
And here's Uke. Uke is 1 for 1. He walked, singled and scored, and was hit by a pitch. Takes first pitch strike. 4-8-0 for our guys. 3-5-0 for their guys. There he goes. And James Hoyt calls him out. But we come up with a pair. We'll go to the 7th, leading 4-3.
game. He threw a perfect 8th inning last night. He's on for the 59th time, 4-8 record, and the ERA just below 3.5.
Top of the order here in the top of the 7th. Ackley, Robinson, and Montero as Dustin. He's 1 for 3. He led off the ball game, hit a ground ball to Paulie, and Quintana became a bit of a spectator. Didn't get there in time. He beat it out and started off that 3-run first. And a couple of pitching notes here in his debut with the Sugar Land Skeeters Independence League. Roger Clemens went 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, and had 2 strikeouts.
And the owner, Jim Crane, said he is not adverse to giving Roger Clemens a contract to come back to the Astros. It can't be much worse. They're 40 and 86.
There's just a bullet back through the middle. So the leadoff man aboard. And here's Robinson. He has walked and scored. He's in the first. Went out to right and grounded to third. Also, Jeremy Guthrie, who has pitched so well against us in his last 2 starts. He started at Fenway tonight. He went 2 2/3, gave up 7 hits, 2 walks, and 7 runs. So sacrifice 1-3.
Well, he had some time to get him at second base. Decided not to try to open up the big inning. That call, of course, belongs to the catcher. But you'll see where Ackley is right there when Thornton gets the ball. He's about halfway. He could have had him, chose not to.
So here's a tough out. This young man, he's 1 for 3 tonight. He's 22 years old. Jesus Montero. Also Charlotte, our AAA team, 24 games over 500. They finished first. They're in first by 11.5 games. They clinched the International League South Division and will go to the playoffs. 11.5 games in front. Inside outs it. We got a man there. 2 down. And that'll bring up Kyle Seager. 1 for 3, a 3-run homer in the first inning.
When you consider how many of those guys from Charlotte came up here and how many times they went back and forth, they didn't know who was going to be playing on a nightly basis, so that's a tremendous achievement for them.
Well, I just want to see all the guys who picked our farm system. Why don't they come out and identify themselves? It's absolutely a joke.
You got him.
We got Charlotte 11.5 games in first. Birmingham's 7 games out. Winston-Salem, they're in first place. Look how many rookies we've had on our team up here this year. And we're in first place.
Got a boatload of them.
As I mentioned this earlier, Buddy Bell and I were talking about that in spring training, and Buddy and I were just laughing. It was just an out-and-out joke. So here's Smoke. Takes ball 1. And Yellow Levo on deck. 2 on, 2 out, 2-0 the count. And there's the strike. Well, Adrian Gonzalez didn't make it last very long. On the second pitch he saw as a Dodger, he had a 3-run home.
Well, that's pretty good. Paying early dividends. That was in Dodger Stadium, so apparently somewhere in between the translation going from league to league, you found out how to hit in Dodger Stadium.
Well, maybe the Dodgers figured when he was playing against them as a Padre that he just absolutely wasn't going to beat him.
Could be. Pitched around him a lot.
Yeah. There's a walk, and it loads him up for Olivo. So base hit by pitch, now walk.
And the bullpen up and going. Don Cooper's going to see if they're ready. That's why they motioned out to Tyler Flowers to go and have a word with Matt Thornton, because they want to make sure that Myers is ready to go. If he says he is, that will be the last pitch that Matt Thornton is going to throw. Tyler will just camp out there until Lance Barrett decides to go break it up. He's going to stay, should stay out there as long as he can.
Sacks packed with Mariners, and here comes Mark Parent. Yeah, that trade right there with the Dodgers and the Red Sox. That could be one of the most significant trades in a long, long time.
Well, they've had James Loney at first base periodically for many years. They were always disappointed that he never showed the kind of power that they thought he could have shown. He was a line drive hitter and a good one, good first baseman. But Adrian Gonzalez is a prototypical first baseman with first baseman's power and a real good glove. So the motion to the pen has been made. And Matt Thornton will exit. Brett Myers will come in, and we'll be back. With a 2-1 record, an ERA just under 3 on for the 19th time. Mark Parent realizing if he takes down Thornton, there's a very good chance that it was going to be Myers and Jaso, not Myers and Olivo. So John Jaso now comes into the game. He'll take the spot of Olivo behind the plate. And as a pinch hitter this year, he's their best. He's 5 for 14 with 4 driven in.
He is also tied for second with Albert Pujols for most game-winning RBIs. Jaso has has faced Myers one time. He's 0 for 1. He had a big base hit last night in the top of the 9th.
That would have been a game winner had we not rallied.
Jaso pinch hitting for Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Hook time. And that is foul. Just foul, and the count 0-2 on another hook. Game-winning RBIs for this guy. Four 8-0 for our guys, 3 6-0 for their guys here in the top of the 7th. If you're just tuning in,
Smoke doesn't have much speed at first, but good speed at second and third. Sometimes on a ball you can't play at first. That force out comes in handy if the man at first doesn't run well.
The 0-2 pitch. Ate him up. Boy, what a nice fastball right on the fist, and he gets out of it. 7th inning stretch, we lead it 4-3. Mercer.
Last fastball from Brett Myers completely tied up John Jaso with the bases loaded. Threw a perfect pitch. Jaso couldn't do anything with it. Just a little looper right at Gordon Beckham, and out of the inning, leaving the bases loaded and leaving a 1-run.
Now that was almost a Doc Edwards shot right
lead.
there.
Yeah, that was a pretty good
sequence.
pitch. See what's possible with AT&T U-verse TV and AT&T high-speed internet. Rethink possible.
So Charlie Furbish still on the bump. He's got Uke, Dunn, Konerko. Well, Uke, Dunn. They got the right-hander ready for Konerko, Rios, and Flowers. Uke, walk, a single, a run scored, and hit by a pitch. And if you're just tuning us, AJ was ejected by Lance Barrett, the home plate umpire, as was Robin Ventura. breaking ball. That fastball, a little high, a little wide. AJ letting Lance Merritt know exactly what he thought about his umpiring tonight. Swim out. Robin came out. Robin was absolutely beside himself. Boy, was he hot. We're going to show you a little bit of that, as that's fouled down. And here's some of it. Single. The leadoff man aboard. Don't stop now, boys.
Second hit of the night for Uke, but more important, he's been on base all 4 times. A walk, he's been hit, and he's had 2 hits.
Bottom of the 8th, Angels leading the Tigers 3-2. And Prince Fielder at the plate. As Adam with a chopper, and they're going to turn a pair. So quickly, 2 gone.
Five, 6, 3, double play. 5, 6, 3.
Second double play turned, and now Eric Wedge out. You got Paulie coming up with Rios. And Furbish. Well, he'll depart. So Kenny comes on and we'll be back.
Under 4.5. Last night he was on for a couple of innings, gave up a hit, a run, walked 1, fanned 1. On relief of Vargas, who had a very tough night. And so with nobody on and 2 outs, Kinney comes into the game, trailing by a run.
$27,562. Beautiful evening here in the city, beautiful. Now tomorrow afternoon, Kevin Morgan's Kevin Millwood. So make your plans to be with us. Weekend, definitely will be able to Comcast Sports Network. Shout Joe Colello. As here is Konerko, 2 for 2 with a walk and an RBI. Joe Colello. Two and 0 the count. Good check. He did not go. 3-0, turn him loose.
Here's where Paulie's going to be grinding the sawdust out of the bat if he can get a fastball middle in.
Out and around it, hooks it hard, good foul. Count 3-1. Eric Wade's done a good job with his ball club. He's a good manager. Full count, Konerko.
He did a good job with the Cleveland Indian Ball Club when he had some players.
He did a terrific job with what he had. And the payoff pitch. Got him. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the 8th. It's a 4-3 White Sox lead. Top of the 8th inning. Eric Thames hitting for Casper Wells. Casper was 0 for 2 tonight with a base on balls. Thames is dangerous. There's a strike. Boy, what a sequence. What a sequence of pitches that Brett Myers have been 2 really big outs in this game. One to Brendan Ryan. After they had scored 3 in the first, had the bases loaded, got him, and then that one to Jaso. Last inning, 2 curveballs and a fastball that just ate him up. Tigers are now taking a 4-3 lead over the Halos.
This is number 10 Thames pinch hitting.
Uh-oh. Get fouled. It will. Cues it right off the end of the bat.
Thames started last night's game, went 0 for 4. Every one. Lazy fly ball to the outfield.
Yeah, he's dangerous. He's been swinging the bat well. He's hitting .333, 3 homers, 8 RBIs since joining the Mariners. He's done very well in late innings. Slightly uppercut swing that won't do anything with that pitch. 2-2. Count hangs at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thames just 25 years old. Last year in very limited time with Toronto at 243. And he just rips that one right back through the middle.
He threw him what appeared to be a straight change. Might have been a splitter. Whatever it was right down the middle, and he hit it right back up the middle.
So here's Figgins. A walk, a ground out. Not a ground out, an attempted bunt. It was a good one, but Uke got him. And he also singled. High and wide, ball 1. Now 5-3 Detroit. And the count 2-0.
Tried to catch Thames napping. But he was able to get back under the tag.
Thames just 1 for 2 in that category. There he goes. And they flip-flop it. And let's take a look at that sequence of pitches to Jaso. Bases loaded.
Good hook. Another hook. And a fastball that was just far enough inside where he couldn't get the bat to it.
He could have caught that ball right there with a pair of tweezers.
It looked good. Then he went to swing at it and realized he couldn't get enough bat on it.
Two and 1 to Figgins. Myers with a pretty quick move over there.
Well, if they're looking for a hit and run, here's the count.
Right to the bag. Yep. Rack them up. Yep. 2 down.
Fortunately, they weren't looking for the hit and run. Big pitch by Myers. Throws a curveball. It wasn't a particularly good one, but it was certainly effective enough.
So here's Ryan. He's 0 for 3. Went out to center. That was to end the first inning. And the way that first inning was scripted, if he had got a base hit, it would have been very, very difficult for us to have made it a 5-0 ball game.
No, that was a huge pitch. A huge sequence for a guy that had already walked 4 men in the inning.
Yeah. Well, you know, like you said all along, he's had that ability, that facility to make big pitches even when he has struggled in an inning to get out of it.
No, you couldn't look much worse than he looked in that first inning. But then he came back and just put the goose eggs on the board and let the offense start to chip away. And 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the sixth. In the meantime, Quintana held him scoreless after the first inning. Then a combination of Jones, Thornton, and now Myers. And they've done the job.
One and 2 to the 30-year-old shortstop. They tell us that this guy has really been just outstanding defensively.
Tremendous in the field, but that bat has been lagging behind.
There's a rolling curveball that he yanks foul.
And a broken bat. He'll have to swap out. I was talking with Paulie about what you and I were talking about last night, and that was getting a look at Capps after never having seen him. And he said probably the best thing that happened, because now I know, and he said something that was interesting. He said, I know he throws fast, but he doesn't throw hard. What's the difference between throwing fast and throwing hard?
There's a base hit by you. Well, Paulie's probably got his interpretation of it. There are some guys that their fastball, say, is close to 100, like Capps is, which he had 100 3 or 4 times last night.
Yes, he did.
But you don't mind it. And there are other guys who throw 94, 95. It's a heavy ball.
I was going to say, is that the difference between a ball that kind of takes off and one
and it's
that
just hard?
You feel like you're hitting a bowling ball?
Yeah. Like a duck pin ball.
He said he's pretty happy to have had a look at him, because if he does come in now in a situation where the game is on the line, better to have seen him once and get a feel for him. Plus, he's on tape now. The guys know what the fastball does.
Well, that's huge, being able to see him. There's a good hook. Ackley is 2 for 4. Had a gift base hit in the first inning that started off that 3-run first.
Well, 3 guys who saw him were Youkilis, Dunn, and Paulie. Paulie was the only one to make contact.
Yeah, that's just such a big thing. Lexi playing it perfectly. Good job by Brent Myers. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still a 4-3 Sox lead. each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airlines flies. United proud to fly our White Sox. We're happy to be with them with Mark Seipel, Sparky, Mike Corrigan, Javi Garcia.
And Eric Thames stays in the game in right field. He came on the pinch hit.
And of course, all the good folks at Atlantic Aviation. Alex, it's a hook for a strike. Alex has popped the second, had an RBI single in the third. He's knocking in you. Then he hit a vicious line drive in the fifth with a couple of guys on. Casper Wells made a good catch on, almost up against the fence.
And Mark Parent, subbing Robin Ventura, does what any manager would do with their closer. He has a bad night last night. Last night's over. You get him up, you get him in, and try to get him that save. And last night is completely forgotten about.
Did you talk with Addison before the game?
Did not.
Yeah. Oh wow. Got him right on the hand. Yeah, I talked with him and I told him, I said, it's going to happen. He's got his parents were with him and they look like his brother and his sister.
He's a pretty young guy.
Yeah, and I told him you got to have a short memory in this game, and you do. You know that.
Every closer has to realize that one of these days it's not going to be their day, and when they have a bad day, it usually costs the team the game.
That ball hit hard. Stretch! Stretch! He cannot make the play off the wall, so the leadoff double by Alex Rios. That's his 30th two-bagger.
Well, we talked earlier about when he hits the ball to right field, he's going to start then hitting with power to left and left center. This is a breaking ball that Kinney tried to get away. He didn't quite get it there, and Biggins looked a little shy of the wall there. I think he had another step to take. He didn't, fortunately, and it turns into a double.
And here's Tyler. Here's what he did, leading off the sixth.
Fourth drive of the game. 18th home run given up by Bevan. That tied the game at 3.
He's got a job to do here. Takes the strike.
Flowers does not have a sacrifice this year. Right now, nobody is paying any attention at all to Rios. He can get a pretty substantial lead. Now
Yeah,
Ryan
Ryan,
comes
yeah.
over. Still, he's not all that close.
That breaking ball is foul and the count 0-2. Tyler's been to the plate twice. He didn't do a double play, but he hit that ball very hard, and Seager made a good play to start the twin killing. Then he hit the home run. Now he's tried to bunt, and he's 0-2. There's a bunt. That's a good one. And it's going to be a base hit. Yes! On 2 strikes. Nice going, Flo. Mercy.
Well, the only thing Seager could do was watch it because he realized, having moved back with 2 strikes on him, that he had no play. all he was hoping is that this ball would go foul. Well, you watch it, and then eventually you just have to pick it up. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
And here's Alexei. Alexei's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Big 2-out single by D. Wise knocked him in. Back in the 6th for the go-ahead run. Infield in. That'll get the job done. Tag up flow. All right, he gets it back in, but Alex scores, and it's a 5-3 Sox lead. It's all good.
That'll be on number 58 for Ramirez, who has a double and a run scored to go with that sacrifice fly. And here comes Eric Wedge. So that's going to be it for Kinney. We'll have given up at least one more run. And we'll see another relief pitcher and be back after these messages.
And Fireworks Night presented by Miller Lite. Also, the first 20,000 adults age 21 and over will receive a green White Sox cap. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
As Lucas Luetke comes into the game at 1-1, ERA 2.43, on for the 52nd time. Has made 4 wild pitches this year, and he inherits Tyler Flowers at first base in a 5-3 game.
So here's Jordan. Jordan has walked, grounded to first, and then back in the 6th. Was very instrumental in getting Alexei over to third base. He was there with nobody out in second. Fouled off a couple of 3-2 breaking balls, and then got another 3-2 breaking ball, and grounded to the right side to get him over. Good at bat for Jordan. Oh, and 2 the count. Beckham on deck. And if you're just tuning in, back in the 3rd inning, AJ was ejected, as was Robin. Just got a piece of that one. You know what's amazed me is just watching now. I haven't watched our club for so long. Our guys, Robin didn't come in here as a new manager to try to reinvent the wheel. He's just been doing baseball 101. He and his coaching staff have done it. That ball gets away.
This time Jaso can't find it. No, I agree with you. He came in and the first thing he did was try to take as much of the pressure as he could off the players and pretty much said, look, I'm going to put you out there and you're going to play. I'm not going to criticize you in the papers. You do whatever you do. I'll give you an opportunity because he's been pretty patient. The series had to. He's had so many young players as well as the core of veterans on this team. But it's that approach, that very mild-mannered approach, even though you know that he's highly competitive, that's really helped this team.
Well, they're coming to the ballpark every day, as that is out number 2. They're coming to the ballpark every day. Instead of hoping to win a game, they're expecting to win a game.
Well, look what happened tonight. I mean, just that ground ball to the right side by Danks. He didn't know he was going to play tonight. Viciedo got scratched. Flowers comes in. He doesn't know he's going to play tonight. AJ was thrown out of the game, and he comes in, hits a home run that ties it up. Then a base hit on a bunt that, worst comes to worst, it's a sacrifice.
On a 0-2.
So
with 2 strikes.
So you have guys that are sitting there feeling like they're a part of the puzzle of a 25-man team where everybody's going to get a chance to contribute. And when a team feels like that, feels that every member is valuable, you got something.
Well, every player coming, to me, it was always that time driving from wherever you lived, your house, your apartment, wherever, to the ballpark. It was the important time of the day when you knew what you were going to be doing that night. And every player on our team knows what they're going to be doing that night. And that ball gets away. So now Tyler in the third. One more.
One of the things that I always felt for a manager and a coaching staff, and this coaching staff has been very good at this year, you don't have to pump up the guys who are playing every day, because just by the fact they're in the lineup shows you that your manager has confidence in you. But it's keeping the spirits of the other guys up. The pitchers that don't throw all that much, the players that are coming off the bench, keeping those guys up and ready to go every day. That's what makes a complete baseball team. That's what eventually will turn you into a winner or a playoff-bound team. If you don't have that, you put a guy in, he's been sitting there for 10 days, nobody's talking to him because he's not a starter, and then invariably he's going to fail.
There's the base on balls to Beckham, and that'll bring up D. Wise. He is 2 for 4. Here's what he did in the 6th with 2 out.
Right back up the middle. The go-ahead run.
And that is popped up. Robinson makes the catch. That'll retire the side, but we pick up 1. We'll go to the 9th leading by 2. Of new low pricing and see every remaining White Sox out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit whitesox.com to order and get more details.
It's Addison Reed coming into the game. Once again looking for save number 24 in 28 attempts. And he's going to have to deal with the heart of the order. Robinson, Montero, and Seager.
First pitch strike. Robinson walked and scored in the first. Had a sacrifice bunt in the seventh. He's 0 for 2. And the count 0 and 2. Just tuning in. Detroit beat the Angels 5-3 at Comerica Park. He gone. Yes.
Already a little different than last night. He comes in pumping strikes. Just throws it right by Robinson.
Montero. Breaking ball. He is 1 for 4 tonight, and he's 1 for 3 against Addison. A couple of very talented young players right here. Gas and the count 0 and 2.
5 pitches, 5 strikes.
High pop up. Alex. 2 down. So 27,562. Most of them come to their feet. Here's Seager. A 3-run home in the first inning. And he had a deep drive in left center field as Jordan Danks made a tough catch, looked very easy.
It's the first pitch of the inning that Reed has thrown out of the strike zone.
Now evens at 1. That change up. Nice. Good motion on it. And the count 1 and 2. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The ball's hit hard. Real hard. Tried to get in on him. Missed out a little bit. And the second home run for Seager. It's a 5-4 ball game.
4 runs batted in and a couple of home runs. He's got 15 this year. You can understand why they really like this young third baseman. That fastball down, and the ball is crushed.
So here's Justin Smoke. One for 2 with a couple of walks. Breaking ball strike. Ate him up, but could be trouble. It will fall.
No
broken bat, duck snort.
Yeah, no chance for the outfielders, and Gordon went out there as fast as he possibly could. A complete layout trying to put the game away. And unfortunately, he couldn't get to it, so the game stays alive on a broken bat blooper. Beckham going as hard as he can, takes the dive, but comes up short.
So that'll bring up Jaso.
Kawasaki comes in to pinch run.
He is a very animated player. He's got a big lead, too.
That's a huge lead.
That is popped up. And when that ball comes down, this ball game will be over. A beautiful pitch by Addison Reed. Ate him up. So the Sox make it 2 in a row over the Mariners. They win last night 9-8. They win tonight 5-4. As Reed gets the save, and we'll be back.